Hi guys! Today I'm reviewing the KitchenAid Pro Line Series blender. This is a new blender. They came out in June and KitchenAid sent a sample so I can tell you what I think about it. This Pro Line has a 3.5 peak horsepower motor, which is the highest of any available blender on the market. Now I'll do a separate video on horsepower and what it really means for a blender so you can better understand the science of how blenders work. There's also another version of this blender that comes with a thermal control jar and that you can use to make hot soups. That also has 3 preset cycles for smoothies, soups, and juices. The unit measures 17 3/4 inch tall, 10.5 inches wide, and 9 inches deep. It is very heavy at 19 pounds 8 ounces. You do want to find a place for this on your counter. It's not something you want to move around. The cord is 3.5 feet long. As you can see, it is very large and will take up space on your countertop. It has a clean, almost hefty look to it and comes in black, white, and red. This is the pulse toggle switch and the start-stop toggle switch. The die-cast control dial goes from 1 to 11 and has a cleaning cycle that you use when cleaning the blender jar. The switches and dial are not plastic like other high-end blenders and looks durable. The rubber blender jar pad is removable for cleaning. The jar is BPA free and holds 60 ounces. There are ounces and milliliter markings on the jar. The handle is soft to the touch and the rubber is removable for cleaning. The stainless steel blade is supposed to pull in all ingredients and process them evenly. We'll test that out in a little bit. The lid is heavy and has a sturdy measuring cup with ounces and milliliter markings. Included is a flex edge tamper that you can also use to scrape down the sides of the jar. An instruction manual and hardcover recipe book are included. There are recipes for smoothies, juices and milks, dips and dressings, sauces and purees, and desserts. Let's test out this Pro Line. First, I'll make a fruit smoothie. The main power switch is on the back of the base. Switch that on. The light will flash above the start switch. I'll pour in half a cup of milk, about a cup of frozen mixed berries, and some sugar. You can substitute honey if you'd like. Let's put the lid on. The jar just sits straight on the base. The start toggle switch can go up or down to start the machine, and the dial can be turned up slowly. We'll blend this for a minute. The switch can be flipped up or down to stop the machine. I'm going to use the pulse switch to give this a boost of speed. You do have to press and hold. As you can see, the smoothie is super thick, so I'm just going to add a little bit more milk. The smoothie's done. I'll pour it out for you. I'll taste it. It's smooth, but you can taste some of the seeds from the frozen berries. It does have a nice silky texture though. So before I pressed the pulse button, you saw that the blender had pretty much stopped moving the ingredients around because there was not enough liquid. Once I pressed the pulse button, it did move. I added more liquid and it processed the smoothie. For a blender this powerful, I did expect it to keep going even though the mixture was very thick. The noise level of the blender is similar to any other high-end blender. The noise is loud, but it's not high-pitched. It's more of a low-frequency sound. Next, I'll make a vegetable smoothie. I'll pour in about 1 cup of water. You can also use ice if you'd like. 1 whole tomato, 1 carrot cut up into about 3-inch long pieces. Little piece of red onion. Cucumber cut up. And a stalk of celery. If I need to, I will use the tamper for this smoothie. Make sure to take the cap off and insert the tamper. Never remove the lid and insert the tamper because the tamper could touch the blades. We will blend this smoothie for about a minute. First, I'll use the pulse button. And now I'll just let it blend. There are no chunks in there. I'll taste it. It's very smooth. There's hardly any grittiness from the carrot that I was expecting. This is a really good job on the vegetable smoothie. There's no stringiness from the celery, and the carrots are processed very nicely. The flashing light means the unit is ready, but not on. Hitting the switch once makes the light stay solid. That means it is on. And to use the pulse button, the light has to be solid. Next, I'm gonna do a smoothie with kale, because most of you wanna know if the blender is powerful enough to process the kale. I'm gonna pour in some orange juice, a banana, and some kale leaves with a little bit of the stalk. The smoothie is a beautiful light green color. I'll pour it out. It looks nice and smooth. I'll taste it. And it's silky smooth. This is a great combination, by the way. There's no stringiness, no fibers that you can taste. It's an extremely smooth, silky kale smoothie. Now I'll try to make peach sherbet. I'm pouring in 1 cup of whole milk and a pound of sliced frozen peaches. This will be the ultimate test. Some sugar, about a 1/4 cup. It really depends on how tart your peaches are. And just a squeeze of lemon. I might need to use the tamper with this, we'll see. Let's see how that came out. That was about a minute. Sounded like it was struggling a bit. Here it is. Let me just go in there with a spoon and see how smooth it is. You can see there are chunks in this sherbet. It's not completely smooth. I'm just gonna taste it. Of course it's tasty, but it's definitely not completely smooth. You notice in the beginning it was processing the peaches, but at some point it really got stuck, and even though I went at it with a tamper, it just really would not move. I processed this mixture again on a low speed, as you just saw, using the tamper, and it moved much easier. And this is much smoother. There are no chunks. So because the mixture melted a little bit, the KitchenAid was able to process it into a smooth sherbet at a lower speed. So if you're processing something very thick, make sure to have it at a lower speed and use a tamper to get a better result. So with a little trial and error, you get a smooth dessert in about 2 minutes. I wouldn't say it's ideal because I processed a pound of frozen mangoes and a cup of milk in the Vitamix a while back in my review, and that was processed very smoothly in a minute. And both that Vitamix and this KitchenAid cost about the same. The jar is dishwasher safe, the lid and tamper are top rack dishwasher safe. Hand wash is really quick, just fill this jar a third of the way with warm water and add a drop of liquid detergent. You can turn the dial to the cleaning cycle and push the toggle switch up or down to start. When the cycle finishes, rinse the jar and lid with water. If you need to, you can remove the handle grip to wash it. It is dishwasher safe. So you saw how the KitchenAid Pro line performed. The berry smoothie was smooth, but you could still taste the seeds in the berries. The vegetable smoothie was very smooth. There was hardly any grittiness of the carrots. The kale smoothie was silky smooth and very impressive. If you want to try out this Pro line, I've put a link in the description below. I hope you found this review useful. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.